In this video you are going to learn about the relative atomic mass and the relative molecular mass. You will also know the difference between the relative molecular mass and the relative formula mass. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more videos. Atoms of different elements have different masses. When we perform chemical calculations, we need to know how heavy one atom is compared with another. The mass of a single atom is so small that it is impossible to weigh it directly. To overcome this problem, we have to weigh a lot of atoms. We then compare this mass with the mass of the same number of standard atoms. Scientists have chosen to use the isotope carbon-12 as the standard. This has been given a mass of exactly 12 units. The mass of other atoms is found by comparing their mass with the mass of carbon-12 atoms. The relative atomic mass is the mass of a single atom expressed in atomic mass units. Remember, the relative atomic mass has no unit. The relative molecular mass of a compound is the mass of a single molecule on a scale where the carbon-12 isotope has a mass of exactly 12 units. We find the relative molecular mass by adding up the relative atomic masses of all the atoms present in the molecule. For example, for methane, the molecular formula is CH4. In this formula, we have one carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. Let's use the periodic table to determine the atomic masses of carbon and hydrogen. And then we need to multiply each element's atomic mass by the number of atoms of that element in the molecule. And finally, we add these values together for each different atom in the molecule. And the total will be the molecular mass of the compound. Let's calculate the relative molecular mass of ethanoic acid. In this formula we have 2 carbon atoms, 2 oxygen atoms, and 4 hydrogen atoms. Break out your periodic table and look for the atomic masses of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Then multiply each element's atomic mass by the number of atoms of that element in the molecule. Now add the resulting values together for each different atom in the molecule. The molecular mass of ethanoic acid is 60. Please remember, the term molecular mass is only used for molecular compounds, also known as covalent compounds. Relative formula mass. For compounds containing ions, we use the term relative formula mass. This is calculated in the same way as for relative molecular mass. Let's calculate the relative formula mass of copper sulfate. Have a look at the periodic table to find the atomic masses of the elements. In copper sulfate, we have 1 atom of copper of mass 63.5, 1 atom of sulfur of mass 32, and 4 atoms of oxygen of mass 16. We find the relative formula mass by adding up the relative atomic masses of all the atoms present in the formula. The formula mass of copper sulfate is 159.5. Calculate the formula mass of copper sulfate pentahydrate. This compound has 5 molecules of water attached to it. In the previous example we calculated the formula mass of copper sulfate, which is 159.5. The molecular mass of 1 water molecule is 18. The mass of 5 water molecules is 18 times 5 equals 90. The formula mass of copper sulfate pentahydrate is 159.5 plus 90 equals 249.5. Please remember, for the atomic mass, molecular mass and formula mass, we can use the term molar mass, which is the mass of 1 mole. Atomic mass is the molar mass of an atom. Molecular mass is the molar mass of a covalent compound. Formula mass is the molar mass of an ionic compound.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.